No solicitors. This article does not reflect the thought or opinion of either myself, my company, my friends, my past. Do not quote me on that. Do not quote me on anything. All rights reserved. You may distribute this show freely, but you may not make profit from it. Terms are subject to change without notice. Illustrations are slightly enlarged to show detail. Do not remove this disclaimer under penalty of law. No substitutions allowed.
What up, guys? It's Skymasters here. Today we're going to be talking about consumerism and its downfall, and this is going to be focusing in on two different softwares that I use and my experiences with them and the reactions that I've seen from the fans, the marketing and the PR. So let's get into this, man. It's due to me. It's dear to me because of these two products that I'm enveloped with, and one I spend thousands of dollars on, and one I've only spent, maybe $80 on buying a couple different versions of the game. No Man's Sky was developed by Hello Games and promised an unprecedented gaming experience with its procedurally generated universe, leading to immense hype and high expectation. However, upon release, it became clear that the game had been significantly compromised to cater to low-end specifications. I loved the game when it first came out. I thought it was rich and there was so many possibilities, but I felt like they just had to dumb it back, man. They were catered to lower end specifications and probably to meet some deadlines and to make people happy, resulting in a product that fell short of its potential. It felt watered down. And then when you get on the PC and you get to look at behind the scenes, you see this great product that's very condensed, very powerful. It's the finest tasting of wines. And then you see them just water it down for everything. And that's just one of the things that have happened here. It's been lacking. It's been a lack of a lot of promised content. There's a lot of dead-end stories, a lot of just things that just went a 180 turn on you, and just people just don't know what the heck is ever going on because there is no communication. Hello Games use social media tactics like employing emojis to generate excitement and foster a strong fan base, which in turn leads to overhype and ultimately underwhelming product. I think he came out and he was probably strong, and some things happened, and now he had to go back on some of his promises and then his dream too as well to make ends meet, probably for silent investors. And well, you know what? Now he just hides behind something, and I don't think that he knew that the emoji was going to be such a big deal, but it is because his fans are so hungry because this game has so much potential, and the most layman doesn't really even know anything about how much potential this game actually has, man. It's absolutely crazy that they come out with this PR tactic like that. They don't address the modding community. They just let everybody kind of eat each other out there, and it's a weird set of representatives out there that are the big No Man's Sky dogs that take an emoji and just run with it like crazy. Similarly, Ableton. I love Ableton. Ableton, I've spent a lot of money, way more money on Ableton than No Man's Sky. So this really bites me home with Ableton. Ableton just had an update too, and they cater to low-end users, like very not professionals, people that need like crutches in the game or in the software, people that need scale. And I want you guys to have a great time. It's not like I don't want things to get watered down, but please, can you offer us a nice version for the paid professionals that want to go a little bit further? Can we advance these things? Why should we always cater to the weakest link? I feel like a lot of people didn't update on this last Ableton update because it wasn't geared for professionals. There was nothing for us. Auto-tune? It was a $229 auto-tune. We're not going to pay $229 for auto-tune and some MIDI generators. We probably already have those tools in our arsenal anyway if we didn't. They've been criticized for its slow, insufficient response to professional users' demands, despite consistently raising prices. Man, Ableton always raises prices. If their updates were like something, back in the day, $100 or something, I probably would have done it. It just the last two times ain't gonna do it, man. They just focus on less impactful enhancements, which cater to people that don't have a lot of skills, and that's just kind of a weird for a high-end product, man. They are like. There's like Pro Tools and then Ableton Live. If you see people on stage hitting little buttons, it's Ableton Live, man, hands down. So my experiences with No Man's Sky and Ableton reflect a broader issue with consumerism today. Companies often release unfinished and underdeveloped product, relying on future updates to fulfill initial promise. This practice conditions consumers to accept incomplete products and discourages honest, negative reviews, as fans are manipulated into defending these products out of brand loyalty. loyalty. It's just crazy. Or, you got content creators that they want to, they can't tell the truth because it makes a bad video. Nobody wants to be, I don't know. I don't know why we can't just be, conscious consumers today. It's just crazy. This trend is disturbing. It's a disturbing aspect of modern capitalism where consumers are increasingly treated as beta testers for products they have already paid for, turning them into unwitting participants in a cycle of perpetual dissatisfaction and misplaced trust. Can you imagine if this was like in a stores, like you went to go buy some milk, okay? And you got the milk jug and you went home with an empty milk jug, but the store comes by every couple times a month or something like that and drops you off 1 ounce or so of milk into your milk jug. And you're like, well, they're coming by. It's free milk updates, man. Oh my God! How can you imagine defending that? I just feel like that's very silly. It's a very silly deal. So this report on the modern consumerism and the consumer and its downfall is just needed, I think, So, consumerism, once a driving force of the modern economies, is increasingly seen as flawed and unsustainable model. The relentless push for consumption has led to society where individuals are not encouraged to buy, but also to be complicit in the promotion and defense of product. This report explores the current state of consumerism, focusing on the willingness of people to act as beta testers for unfinished products, the manipulation of consumers into defending these products, and the conditioning of society to avoid honest and negative review. Beta testers and the product loyalty. Man, the company comes out. We all know that the company never comes out with their best stuff upon a release, upon version 12.1, or if it's the first release, or if it's just an update. We know that this is going to come out. It's going to be full of bugs. We are the beta testers. We got to fix all this stuff out, and then we got to pump it back out. I don't have a problem with that. I just want things to be honest, But the modern companies have found a way to turn consumers into unpaid beta testers. Matter of fact, you're going to pay them so you can be a beta, The products, especially digital ones, are often released without all their features. Promising these features as free updates later is just absolutely crazy when I hear people say that. This strategy benefits the companies by allowing them to lease products quickly, reduce the development costs, and gather real-world usage data. However, this practice also exploits consumers who pay for the incomplete products and then are manipulated into defending them. Because why would you say that I made a boo-boo and I got bamboozled? It's kind of a hard thing to admit these days, but it happens all the time. You guys should watch the brain games and just realize how manipulatable you are, and then you won't feel so bad about it when you go, hey man, I made a mistake, man. We make mistakes, man. We do it all the time. We do it every day, Consumers are increasingly manipulated into becoming loyal defenders of the products they buy. This phenomenon is especially prevalent in the tech and gaming industries where communities form around a product. Companies encourage this loyalty through marketing tactics that emphasize identity and belongings. Embargo releases. As a result, consumers are often unwilling to acknowledge the flaws in the products they purchase, defending them against criticism even when it is warranted. It's an illusion, the illusion of free updates. The promise of free updates is a common tactic used by companies to pacify customers. However, these updates are often features that should have been included in the initial release. By framing them as free, companies create a sense of generosity, making them the fact that the customers are receiving what they were already owed. This tactic not only benefits the companies by extending the life cycle of their product, but by conditioning the consumers to accept incomplete products. Conditioning against negative reviews. In modern capitalism, there's a strong push against honest negative reviews. Companies employ various strategies to minimize the impact of negative feedback, including incentivizing positive reviews, employing online reputation management firms, and creating platforms where negative reviews are suppressed. This creates an environment where consumers are discouraged from providing honest feedback. You got to fall in line like a good duck, furthering enabling companies to release subpar products without accountability. The sucker effect. Modern capitalism is increasingly turning customers into suckers, willing to buy incomplete products, defend them blindly, and refrain from honest criticism. This cycle is perpetuated by a combination of clever marketing, community dynamics, and psychological manipulation. As a result, customers are often left with products that do not meet their needs, expectation, while companies continue to profit from their loyalty and silence. Conclusion. This current state of consumerism reflects a troubling trend where consumers are exploited and manipulated. The willingness to act as beta testers, defend incomplete products, and refrain from honest reviews highlights a shift in consumer behavior driven by modern capitalist strategy. To address this issue here, it needs to be a greater awareness and the resistance to these practices, ensuring that consumers are not turned to unwitting accomplices in their own exploitation. You guys need to stand up and start saying things, man. You know what? Who cares about your, it's just crazy that it's the main thing is that it's content creators, and well, they take a big hit once if they go, which is crazy. I don't understand how this is like that. So, I don't know how to fix this except for just stop accepting this. Stop accepting that we're going to have to not ever own anything and then be happy. We used to get products back in the day and they had to make sure that they were polished, because if they wasn't going to sell. And now they sell us empty gallons of milk and they promise us free milk updates, and they'll give them to us whenever, I don't know, not when you're eating cereal. And that's just the consumer. And you guys just eat it all up. No Man's Sky fans, Ableton fans, most of you guys are suckers, man. There's a lot of people that are smart. You see them bubbling up, but they get suppressed down and they just get booed and shunned and get your pitchforks and stuff. He says negative things about our favorite team. You know what? Some of the nicest people and some of the coolest people I know make mistakes all the time, and they need to be put in place. It's not a bad thing. If you love something, you're going to criticize it. You're going to try to make it better. Not just accept it for anything. That's just retarded. That's just not right.
For a limited time only. This show is void for prohibited text or otherwise restricted. Show is provided as is without any warranties. Listener assumes full responsibility. An equal opportunity show. No shoes, no shirt, no big deal. Any defects are discovered, do not attempt to listen to them yourself, but return to an authorized service center. Listen at your own risk. Show may contain explicit materials, explicit words, and humor some listeners may find objectionable. Parental guidance is advised. Keep away from sunlight, keep away from pets and small children. No money down, no purchase necessary. You need not be present to win. Action figures sold separately. No preservatives added. Safety goggles may be required during show. Sealed for your protection. Do not listen if safety seal has been broken. Not liable for damages arising from use or misuse of show. If rash, irritation, redness, or swelling develops, discontinue listening. Listen only with proper ventilation at all times. Avoid extreme temperatures and store in a cool, dry place. Keep away from open flame. Avoid contact with skin. Do not place this near a flammable or magnetic source. Smoking this show could be hazardous to your health. The best safeguard second only to abstinence is the use of condom. No salt, MSG, artificial color, or flavoring added. If ingested, do not induce vomiting. And if symptoms persist, consult a physician. May cause any of the aforementioned effects and/or death. Shows are ripped for your pleasure. Possible penalties for early withdrawal. Show valid only at participating sites slightly louder west of the Rockies. Disclaimer: does not cover misuse, accidents, lightning, tornado, tsunami, volcanic eruption, earthquake, hurricanes, other acts of God, or any other higher being, neglected, damage from improper reading, incorrect line voltage, improper or unauthorized listening, broken antennas or marred cabinets, missing or altered serial numbers, electromagnetic radiation from nuclear blasts, sonic boom vibrations, customer adjustments that are not covered in the list, and incidents owing to airplane crash, ship sinking, or taking on water, motor vehicle scratching, dropping the item, falling rocks, leaky roof, broken glass, mudslides, forest fires, or projectiles, which can include but not limited to arrows, bullets, shots, BBs, shrapnel, lasers, napalm, tomatoes, or emissions of X-rays, alpha, beta, or gamma rays, knives, stones, etc. Other restrictions may apply. This supersedes all previous notices. Listen to the following warning for more details. Warning: reading this can cause side effects such as dizziness, drowsiness, chest pain, snakes, nausea, vomiting, broken fingers, depression, raised taxes, death, loss of sight, spontaneous cardiac blindness, irrational fears, hallucinations, instant hair combustion, yelling, uncontrollable laughing, learning, increased sense of importance, divorce, heartburn, increased sense of humor, answers development, both benign and malignant, and irrational urges to name random unrelated side effects in large number. Thank you for listening to the show.